and the Guyana National Cooperative Bank. He has been exposed to National Defense University, Center for Hemispheric Defense Studies, security courses, as well as mediator skill training courses. He's a trained mediator in conflict resolution. Mr. Williams' many successes were foreshadowed by his exploits as an undergraduate in law at the KVL campus of the University of the West Indies. He won a landslide victory over his Jamaican rival to become the member of the Guild of Undergraduates, KVL campus Barbados. He then had the responsibility of coordinating the 13th inter-campus games, which included Monocampus Jamaica, St. Augustine campus Trinidad and Tobago, and of course KVL campus Barbados. His political career. Basil Williams has been a member of the Central Executive Committee of the People's National Congress since 2001. He has been involved in matters including labor and trade unions, while also serving as the party's chairman of the Legal Affairs Committee from 2001 to 2003, where he spearheaded the legal thrust against extrajudicial killings and other breaches of the rule of law, including human rights. In 2003, he was elected as a member of parliament and served as the shadow minister for Public Service Ministry, the Ministry of Labor, and the Ministry of Local Government. He was elected vice chairman of the PNCR in 2004 and served in that capacity until 2012 when he was elected chairman. Also in 2012, Mr. Williams was elected as a member of parliament for Partnership for National Unity, serving as the Shadow Minister of Legal Affairs, Shadow Attorney General, and the Shadow Minister of Labor. He was appointed Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly in 2014. In 2013, Mr. Williams functioned as the lead attorney representing a Partnership for National Unity in the Linden Commission of Inquiry, and is currently the lead attorney representing the interests of the People's National Congress Reform in the Walter Rodney Commission of Inquiry. Ladies and gentlemen, as a parliamentarian, shadow minister, and deputy speaker, Mr. Basil Williams has and continues to serve on many committees of parliament, including the Special Select Committee on Local Government Reform Bills, where he served as chairman, Appointments Committee, Discipline Forces Committee, and the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Oversight of the Security Sector. I present to you the chairman of the People's National Congress Reform, Mr. Basil Williams.
Thank you, Malaika. Leader of the opposition, chairman of the Aid Partnership for National Unity, Brigadier David Granger and Mrs. Granger, immediate past leader of the People's National Congress, Comrade Robert Corbin and family, officers and members of the Central Executive Committee, members of Parliament, distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, mayors of Georgetown, Youngstown, and Linden, regional chairmen of regional democratic councils and party regional chairpersons, councillors, distinguished guests, delegates and observers, members of the media. The pleasure is mine on this prestigious occasion of our 18th Biennial Delegates Conference in our 57th year as a party to extend warmest felicitations and greetings to you all. And I bid you welcome. Special salutations are extended to the representatives of our overseas party groups who will make a concerted effort to be with us at this turning point in the affairs of our country. Mutatis mutandis, in like manner, we acknowledge the sacrifices of our brothers and sisters from regions 1, 7, 8, and 9, and would have made to leave their homes in the hinterland to join us at this transformative biennial delegates conference. Comrades, Your presence here this evening is eloquent testimony to the mass-based nature, longevity, and viability of this great party of ours. And I think this deserves a round of applause. But comrades, come Monday next. The perfidious Walter Rodney Commission of Inquiry will resume in Georgetown, and further malevolent attacks will be made on our founding leader, the late first executive president of Guyana, Lyndon Forbes Sansom Burney, and other functionaries who held the reins of government 34 years ago in Guyana. It is the machination of the PPPC to distort our glorious record of building the foundations for a new Guyana, where we could live out our creed of one people, one nation, one destiny. We must continue to repel such demagoguery by the PPPC and not allow them to distort our record. Comrades, was it not our founder leader and party who took this country to independence from colonial rule, built the University of Guyana campus, provided free education from nursery to university, built the Demerara Harbor and Kanji River bridges, and all of the highways which still exist now? Of course, time did not allow me to chronicle all the positive achievements of that era. Suffice it to say, ours is a proud record.
Yes.
Comrades, during the biennium, the party under the leadership of Brigadier Granger held outreaches to all 10 regions of Guyana, visiting comrades in the communities in which they live. This was a constant feature throughout this period, touching base with the comrades at the grassroots. The party also held successful annual Greenway boat cruises, attracting a wide cross-section of our society. Participated in Mashramani 2013 with the GYSM's David Granger 3E March Band, and the GYSM's promotion of massive Mashramani and Christmas fundraising extravaganzas, labeled, and I quote, "It's Juve Time Mega Concert" and "I Am Guyanese Mega Concert." And not forgetting the Green Line, which shut down, I think, the Main Street Line. The National Congress of Women held a National Women Forum and several other activities on their work program. Comrades, since our party, as a major partner in a partnership for national unity, reduced the PPPC to a minority government at the last general and regional elections in November 2011, we undertook transforming the way Guyana had been governed for the previous 20 years. It is opposite to note that on the occasion of the 18th Biennial Delegates Conference, we have now reached, and I quote, the turning point. It is up to this Congress to determine whether we will make the right turn. Under the leadership of the chairman of a partnership for national unity, Brigadier David Granger, the following was achieved from the beginning of the 10th Parliament of Guyana. 1. APNE has met the challenges of reconfiguring the National Assembly to reflect the reality of an opposition majority, along with the AFC. 2. A partnership for national unity has been confronting the challenges to assert the independence of Parliament and its authority, and to prevent domination of it by the minority government. 3. A partnership for national unity has forced the government to acknowledge the importance of transparency and accountability in the financial and other affairs of the country. 4. A partnership for national unity has confronted all legal challenges to the authority of the Parliament, which were taken to the courts by the Attorney General after every loss of a vote therein. 5. A partnership for national unity has led the government's challenge to the opposition's right to vote against items in the government's budget that were questionable. The Lord Chief Justice has confirmed that the opposition can, and I quote, not approve, end of quote, such items. 6. A partnership for national unity has caused PPC ministers to be more responsive and accountable when questioned by members of the opposition in the National Assembly. APNE has exposed the weaknesses in the government's position, where the President refuses to send the bills passed by a majority of the House because they were opposition-initiated bills. Further, APNU refused to be railroaded into passing the anti-money laundering, countering financing of terrorism bill without the APNU amendments being adopted by the government and the President giving his assent to the previously non-assented bills. Again, APNE gave legal representation to the people of Linden at the Commission of Inquiry into the deaths of the 3 murdered comrades and injuries to scores of others on July 18, 2012. And a partnership for national unity has been in the forefront of seeking a living wage for our workers and better conditions of work. Comrades, I give this scorecard an A. The PPP is confounded and confused. They are afraid to call any elections, whether local or national. Comrades, once we make the right turn, like the Felix, we will rise again. We will regain the reins of government with the APNU. And we will realize a government of national unity for the betterment of all Guyanese. Can we make the right turn, comrades? Yes, we can. Long live the People's National Congress reform. Long live the people of Guyana. Thank you, comrades.
Comrade Leader, members of the Central Executive, I bring you greetings from the members and supporters of the United Kingdom PNCR Group, and I wish you a successful Congress. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Calvin Trotman, representing the United Kingdom. Thank you. He is the reigning 2014 Soca Monarch Champion, singing the People's National Congress Reform 18th Biannual Congress theme song. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Gracie Ace.
Unity is PNC, all about unity. What is the PNC? All about everybody community. Hey, my job for this nation, decency and civilization. No more political frustration. Children getting free education. How we did this nomination? That is the assassination. If we do the evaluation, people find out that the solution cause. Some people just spending lives. What kind of crime is with these guys? We don't want to be patronized. How we want this nation rise? If we only go cooperate, we might even just stop this hate. Everybody must concentrate. We might even get up from it. It's you and I, D.Y. can I. It's you and I. That's the only thing we got mind. It's you and I, D.Y. can I. It's you. Everybody say PNC. I want to say PNC. All about unity. I want everybody community say PNC. All about unity. I want to say African, Indian, Chinese, American and Portuguese, European, in the West Indies. Everybody is Guyanese. If we only go take advice, everybody just Guyanese away. I want to say you and I, D.Y. can I. Say you and I. That's the only thing we got by. It's you and I, D.Y. can I. Everybody come. If you say unity, come. I want to say PNC. All about unity. I want to say PNC. I want to say PNC. All about unity. I want to say PNC. Let everybody say PNC. I want to say PNC. Say PNC. Say PNC. Say PNC. I want PNC. PNC. I want to say you and I, D.Y. can I. It's you and I. That's the only thing we got by. It's you, I, D.Y. can I. Everybody, everybody, down, my name is PNCR. I'm in the unity studio. You can get two over to Diana. Say PNC.
Another round of applause for Mr. Gracie Ace, ladies and gentlemen. The introduction of the leader of the People's National Congress Reform. We invite to the podium Executive Member of the Ghana Youth and Student Movement, Mr. Ryan Belgrave.
Leader of the People's National Congress and Leader of the Opposition, Brigadier Honorable David Granger, Mrs. Sandra Granger, Immediate Past Leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Mr. Robert Corbin, Mrs. Carol Corbin, General Secretary of the People's National Congress Reform, Mr. Oscar Clark, wife of the People's National Congress Reform Chairman and Chairman of the People's National Congress Reform, Mr. Basil William, members of the Central Executive Committee, members of Parliament of the Partnership for National Unity, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the media, invitees all. A pleasant good afternoon to you. It is my utmost pleasure to introduce to you a son of Guyana's soil, who has shown his life for the protection of the Guyanese people for many years. In 2011, his life writing the preliminaries for the presidential candidate of our great party, the People's National Congress Reform, and help us on a new He further went on to be unanimously nominated the presidential candidate for Partnership for National Unity and leader of the opposition in our National Assembly. In 2012, at our biennial Congress, he was elected leader of our great party, the People's National Congress Reform, signifying our confidence in his ability and his commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, this son, this protector, and our leader of the People's National Congress Reform is none other than the Honorable Brigadier David R.